Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, My Comfort Angel, and I'm Miss LT. I have an interesting question for you. For those that are grieving, I'm sure that this question often ponders in your head. Before we begin, just a friendly reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe. So my question is this. Based on your own personal grief journey, do you find that it's more challenging, more difficult to accept that your loved one is no longer here? Or is it more challenging that you don't have closure depending on why your loved one passed away? So for an example, unfortunate circumstances where your loved one has been murdered, which is hard to even fathom, why they became ill, and due to unforeseen reasons, all of a sudden, to their demise, they're no longer here. Or is it where you just can't accept that they're not here? So for an example, in my case, I lost my only son. He was 24. He became ill. He ate at one of the fast food chains. 2 days later, he became very, very sick internally, stomach ache, etc. So as his mom, I'm thinking a few days it would pass. Unfortunately not. He started bleeding internally, and 6 days later, he unfortunately passed away. In my head, there were a lot of unanswered questions. Why did it happen? What caused it? Should I have done something? Could I have done something to prevent it? I've done everything that a typical mother would do for her child who had an upset stomach. Those that are mothers, obviously, you know the remedies. Hot tea, things to soothe their stomach. I even bought Pedialyte, for crying out loud. Obviously, it was much more than what I've ever anticipated or could ever imagine. He passed away from finally being diagnosed with a extreme autoimmune disease called vasculitis. So the question is it more challenging that you don't have closure? And again, when I keep saying that in my own personal journey, I still can't wrap my head around that. It took me quite some time to be able to accept the fact that I now have to get used to this new normal. In addition to not having closure, I have sought legal advice from several attorneys, all of which who responded saying, you know, Miss LT, medical malpractice is very difficult to prove. I get that, I understand that. But in my particular case, as a mom, forget all about the medical malpractice is hard to prove. You want to know what happened to your child. You want answers for your child, right? So it's just a question that I wanted to ask those that are listening and those who unfortunately are grieving the loss of their loved ones. Is it more challenging to accept the fact that your loved one is no longer here? Or is it more challenging that you don't have answers, that you're seeking closure? So again, I just wanted to run that by you. Please let me know your thoughts. Please feel free to comment. Until then, my hope for those that are listening who are grieving the loss of loved ones, my hope is that you not only come to the point where you are not alone in your grief journey of trying to accept that your loved one is no longer here. Most importantly, that you do get closure of why your loved one is no longer here. I feel like sometimes I don't always want to accept the fact that my son is no longer here. I can't accept the fact that I never got closure of why he's not here. What I can do during this grief journey is know that I'm not alone. What I can do is understand that I am still loved. I have plenty of support from my family, from my friends, and now from the YouTube family. Again, I welcome your thoughts. Let's talk about things that you have experienced that are similar to what my topic is for this evening. But until then, remember you are not alone in this journey. Please join me next time. Again, I'm Miss LT, and thank you for watching My Comfort Angel. Bye now.